addition, what we will have in the first phase is the large and the small gym. Our large gym holds 2,200 spectators or students. Our small gym doesn't hold that many, but it's kind of a practice gym and a wrestling gym as well. There's a weight room. Sorry. That's okay. There's a weight room connected to that. There are boys and girls locker rooms, coaches rooms, and equipment rooms in that building. As we go around the back, you'll see that right behind the fire station, kind of diagonally on the campus, is our stadium. That yes, it will have lights. We will have lights at the stadium. It will be turf and an all-weather track so that we can use it all year round. We are still not sure whether that will be open the day that school opens, that it will be open within the first half of the school year. Moving around the campus, the next building that's currently under construction that you see as you go down Mascot. Yay! Does my clicker work? Can you push present for me? Thank you. Now I can show you pictures of all this. Okay, so this is a concept drawing. Yay. So this is a concept drawing. It doesn't show all of the fields and everything, but I'll do my best to show you what this is. So what I was talking about, does this have a laser pointer on it? Yes. Which one? The green button? Got it. Okay. This is, okay, so along this side, this is the student parking lot, and this is Mascot, which will soon be renamed Mustang Boulevard. In the very near future, we'll have a nice big ceremony when that happens, big kickoff. So along Mustang Boulevard here, this right here, going up this way, is Central Parkway, where you see the gates. That's where you'll come into the school, and you'll see the loop up here to drop kids off and going back out this way to Central Parkway. This is the administration building I was talking about. And on this side right here, I think I zoom. There we go. Okay, here's the site plan right here. So you'll see again Central Parkway up here, Mustang Boulevard right here, going out to Mountain House Parkway. Firehouse is right here, diagonally, and the stadium I was talking about. So let's move forward in this here. So we're going to talk a little bit about, this is the administration side of the building. Downstairs is admin, and upstairs on both sides, both floors, is classrooms. This is the administration wing. So right here is Central Parkway. So if you're walking into school from Central Parkway, you walk into this big corridor right here that's 2 stories high. There's a walkway that goes across for the upstairs hallway up here. So there is a walkway here with 2 big picture windows where we're going to put our big logo in the middle of it. So as you walk in, you'll see this big round window with the Mustang logo and all that kind of stuff. Okay, back to that building. I want to show you kind of what the classrooms are going to look like. This is directly above the administration side of the building. So you see there's 2 science classrooms right here and some other classrooms. This is that walkway I talked about. And these are open all the way to 2 stories. So on either side is a window here, and here will be the Mustang logo. And here's main point of entry for students. Very wide walkway to be nice for students. Okay, this is the multi-purpose room, or the cafeteria. So let me show you what the inside of that looks like real quick. Nice area right here. Walking in from the quad area, you'll notice, see these posts right here? This is all outdoor eating area that's covered all the way around the building. Really nice big area for students. Students can enter the cafeteria from either side here. And you'll notice there's 3 stations here. It'll be kind of like a mall eating area, like a food court, where you have different kinds of food at different stations. And then as they walk out into the huge eating area right here, they'll just have the cashiers as they walk out. Kind of like IKEA style. You can imagine that. And on this side is a small stage platform for, small student activities, or maybe they'll have the stereo playing in there or whatever during the day. Outside or on the sides are some staff dining areas, and they have a staff outdoor eating area as well. And this is all behind the scenes is the kitchen area. Very large kitchen area. That's I really wish I could bring you all on a walkthrough of what it looks like now. It looks really neat. Okay, I believe I'm showing you the gym next. Let's see what I'm showing you next. Yes, the gym. Okay, large gym. Large gym. I mean, this place is huge. 2,200 students, full court here. This is the locker rooms, boys and girls locker rooms. This is the small gym, wrestling room, weight room.
And that's part of phase 1?
That's all part of phase 1. Everything I'm showing you right now is all being built as we speak. I'll tell you when stuff hasn't started yet, when we get into that stuff. This is the classroom building that they've just poured the foundation. They're just starting to put up, steel. And it's kind of blurry, but this is just both floors. It's classrooms. You'll see some labs, science labs here. Just, your basic science labs and classrooms on both floors. Okay. The playing fields. This is another question people are asking me. They're not going to be ready. They will be ready. There will be hydro seeding actually in the next month. What hydro seeding is they get out there and they spray the seeds on with a covering to make the grass grow. And so when we open, these grass fields will all be done, including the tennis courts and the basketball courts. We will have tennis, and we will have baseball, and we'll have softball, and we'll have soccer, and we'll have football. So there was something that went out over the net. You know how that goes. Somebody who thought they know what they were talking about said, oh, well, there won't be any sports. And I got on immediately and said, I don't know who you are. But I'm the principal, and yes, there will be sports the first year. We won't have varsity sports because we won't have juniors and seniors.
Right.
But we will have all the sports that are in the Tri-Valley League, or Tri-Valley, I came from Tri-Valley, Trans-Valley League, okay? So that's what our fields are going to look like. The next thing I'm going to show you is not the pool yet. I know, the stadium. And this is what the architect keeps saying. Yeah, we're going to have it. No, we might not. We may be in a couple months in. So we might have to begin our football season on the grass field, which is fine. All of us in Mountain House are used to bringing our chairs and sitting on the sidelines, right? We can do that for a year to wait for this awesome, awesome facility. Grandstands that don't face the sun, thank you very much. Visitors can face the sun. So we've got this beautiful facility. There are entrances on both sides. And you don't see it right now, I might go back to it. There's the huge student parking lot here, and there's actually another parking lot over this way that's huge. So there's more than one way in, more than one way out. You know, you've ever gone to a football game, everybody's leaving the same parking lot. It's annoying. Besides the fact that most of us should probably walk. We don't live that far. Okay. Okay, now the things that I'm going to talk about right now are not currently being built, but are next. And most of them have funding connected to them already. And we'll talk about the rest. Okay, this is the theater. I didn't put a picture of the interior of the theater because I don't want to excite you too quickly.
And what music?
Awesome. We're talking, this is not just a theater, this is a theater, 2 classrooms, 1 for band, 1 for choir, and a drama room. So it's going to be a full fine arts program with full facilities, access to there's a corridor in between the classrooms and the theater so that it's like a teaching theater. It's not just a don't touch it. We're going to use it all the time. So I can't remember whether in here or another building on campus there's also a dance studio. So dance programs, we're talking full functioning high school. This is the library. We'll probably be working out of maybe 2 classrooms initially. Libraries are media centers nowadays, and we're looking to partner with hopefully some industry partners to turn it into an environment kind of like Google, where you go in and there's some seating areas, have kind of like a Barnes & Noble feel where there's places to sit, there's access to media, there's places where students can work in groups and present media onto large TV screens. This is 21st century learning. Okay, so that's the library. This over here is vocational ed, art and vocational ed. So there's fully functional art classrooms, the possibility of having ceramics classes, the possibility of vocational ed kinds of things, shop, wood shop, engineering labs, etc. Also in the library, I forgot to mention, there is an AutoCAD classroom for engineering, and we are planning on having an engineering program at our school and a biomedical sciences program at our school. In addition with, and then so this is, we're doing full on here. There's an organization we're looking into, if you've ever heard of Project Lead the Way, look it up on the internet. It's an awesome program. And we're hopefully maybe going to go down to the middle schools even and get some courses there to prepare students to become engineers in biomedical science. So that's art and voc ed. The pool. It's still there. It's still on the plans. We're trying to work together with outside agencies to hopefully get some additional funding, possibly some joint use agreements with maybe Delta College or the CSD to make sure we've got a pool. Now, just because the pool is not in the first phase does not mean we can't have water sports. I went to a high school as a kid who didn't have a pool, and we just contracted with another facility and had our practices there and our meets there. So we want to be fully functioning. If there is the need and the desire for students to be on a swim team or a water polo team, we're going to find a way to do it. We're going to find a way and a place that we can practice until our pool comes. And it may take you guys advocating for us as well and talking to some other people to help get that funding for the pool. So it's there still. The good thing is if we keep the good thing about doing this in phases is we keep our contractors on site and they don't have to remobilize. So if you stretch it out, then it stretches it and gives us more time to figure out the funding for the pool. As long as they don't demobilize, then we won't have to pay all that extra money. So we're hoping that by the time all these buildings get built, we'll have that time to discuss. I know the superintendent's working his butt off just to get that, okay? So we're working on that. Okay, before we go into logo, no, I am doing logo, okay. So, we've been working with the graphic artist to present some opportunities for us or some ideas for logos. I know a lot of you saw the one that's on the Mountain House Facebook page. That was just a placeholder. It's not our real logo. However, it's a possibility. So, this is the first one. I happen to like that one. Because, if you look at this, you could, on a helmet, if you just eliminate the MHHS, that would look really cool in a helmet or a hat or on the pocket of a shirt. So that you think, what would this look like in embroidery? That looks great. Remember, our colors are blue and silver, so if we got embroidery, we can get a little silver embroidery there. This is the one you've seen on the Facebook page. It kind of looks like Denver Broncos. It's not as original. The first one is an original drawing from the graphic artist, and so is the next one. We really tried to figure out how to do a full horse. They just don't look good. I don't think they look good. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these 3 and maybe 1 or 2 more in a survey, and we'll send it out via Facebook and Twitter and the district website for you to respond back in the next week so we can get your feedback on which one do you think is best. We don't have a lot of time. I think that the builders need it soon because they're doing the floor in the gym and they're going to put it in the middle of the floor. So the graphic artist is local. She lives in Mountain House, so that's kind of cool. She'll have kids going through the school too, so it'll be kind of nice that we're trying to keep this all local. Okay, I think that is the end of my presentation there. So that's the presentation that I have about the facilities and the logo. I think that what everybody's wondering is about curriculum. What are we doing about that? I talked a little bit about fully functioning engineering and biomedical sciences program. We're talking, I know a lot of you who have kids who go to Kimball, you have the academy program there where they choose an academy their freshman year and they stay in those classes the whole time. We're not looking to do that, but however, we do have an academy program that's much less restrictive. It's more of an opportunity for students to pick a sequence of 3 to 4 classes that if they take those electives over the 3 to 4 years and do a capstone project at the end, they can gain an academy recognition. For example, if they go into the engineering academy, they take the intro class, they take an intermediate class, they take a capstone course and do a project, then in the end, on their transcript, we can place that they received academy recognition for engineering. They won't have to go to the engineering academy English class and the engineering academy social studies class. That really limits what kids can do. And we don't want to limit the classes kids can take. We don't want to say to them, I'm sorry you can't take band because your academy English class is that period. We're not going to do that. The other things that we're looking into doing is making sure that we have a fully functional visual and performing arts program. Anybody who knows me knows that I was a band and choir teacher. So the arts is a big thing at our school. We're looking into possibly offering classes that will help students become recognized in a visual and performing arts academy. We're looking into career technical education avenues. All of this depends really on student want and need. We're going to build our master schedule according to what the students want, not because we think it should be offered. So the sky is really the limit, and we need your feedback. That's one of the reasons why you'll see up on the wall over there as we dismiss today, because this isn't going to be a horribly long meeting. And there's some pens up here. This is your chance right now as a community to go up and write the things that you're thinking about that maybe you haven't heard me say, or after we do Q&A that you would like to see have happen. My secretary and I are working very hard to put together from our minds what we comprehensively believe is a great high school, but we can't think of everything. It's just 2 of us right now. And the superintendent and the assistant superintendent are helping us immensely, but we do need your feedback. There might be a program out there that there's a lot of students who want in our school, and we want to hear from you. So, aside from, okay, so let's just go. I'm sure there's some of you in here who's got some burning questions in your mind as to what's going on. So I'd like to open it up to Q&A. That's what these meetings, we're going to have these monthly so that you can give feedback, and I'll present a little bit more about what we're doing. I'm sure as we move on, there won't be as many people, but Jim.
Will the library be open or available to students after hours as a resource, like into the evening, so they could go in and
My utopian dream would be yes. You know, I think that when I said Google environment, we're really looking for an environment where kids can work on their own time, and opening facilities like that would be important if we really want kids to be using facilities like that. So as far as budget lets us, then yes, we'd like to do it. One thing I didn't mention is that we're also going pretty heavy on the tech in this school. We're working on a program, we're actually trying to model after a program back east that offers the ability for our own teachers to develop and teach online courses, so that if your kid could have a blended program where, you know what, half of the time I don't want to be at school during the day. I want to take 3 periods at school and I want to take 3 periods online. There's a lot of kids like that. You know, maybe they have activities that they're doing, and so having our own teachers develop online curriculum for those students, following the national standards for online learning and making sure that they are eligible for UC and CSU college eligibility at the end, we're going to do that for them. There will be probably the opportunity after a couple of years of the school being open for students to take a fully online program their entire 4 years if they so choose, because there are students who really want to do that. And as such, we're looking into ways to get as many devices in the hands of students as possible. And if we can wing it, and we're looking at a one-to-one device kind of environment. And the instructional environment will be such that the classroom is not going to be the same where the teacher stands up and is the sage on the stage presenting knowledge, and then kids go home to apply it. We want an environment where students, if you've ever heard of flipped learning, where students get the lecture for homework instead of sitting there and doing 50 math problems. They're getting the lecture for homework and they're watching it maybe online through Khan Academy or a video that's been posted by the teacher themselves. And then when they come to class, the teacher said, okay, you learned about Pythagorean theorem last night. We're going to apply it in class and I'm going to facilitate what you're doing in class. That's where teachers can be the experts because they can facilitate learning of individual students. Some of them will get it right away and they'll be ready to move on to something advanced. Other kids will need a little bit of help and they'll be working together with the teacher at that time. So it's definitely a 21st century learning environment as opposed to the traditional stand up and lecture, stand and deliver, and then go home and do the application. Kids need help when they're applying. They don't need help when they're listening. The application stage is where they really need that. So, other questions?
Yeah, it's going to be an accelerated academic program.
There will be. So we have AP classes, pre-AP classes. So yes, an advanced environment where.
I know at Michigan San Jose in Fremont, they work with a learning college, and sometimes kids have 2 years sophomore, they already
That's correct.
graduating.
We're looking into a partnership with Delta and or Las Positas to be able to offer classes that are dual enrollment and even through the career and technical education courses, there's a possibility of kids getting certifications for industry and career readiness.